This is a glimpse into my life. Life with Eric.
Eric's here.
And I'm Kylie.
And I'm Eric.
I think we know who you are.
Oh.
Oh, wow. Welcome to Life with Eric in 2025.
This is our first podcast in 2025.
Yes, it is.
I mean, not
because we pre-recorded last week. So
our
yes.
first podcast.
Yes.
And it's a very special thing. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Yes, it is.
How's it feel to get older together? That's what we were just talking about.
It's a very different situation when there's a 13-year age gap.
Yeah, because I'm going to be 55 tomorrow. I can't believe I'm
Right.
saying that without stuttering. Well, not just because I was born with a stutter, but because it's hard to say.
Right.
But wouldn't you think you would have been with a 55-year-old when you're like 54?
In my 50s
Or maybe
as well.
when you're 55.
Yep. It's all right.
That's why I shave all the gray hair off.
Ew.
My head.
What about your face?
No. You said you like a
I do
little
like it.
beard. You like a little gray beard
I
going
do
on.
like it.
Well, when you look at Hollywood,
Right.
they always have like this younger girl with a gray-haired beard guy. And
Correct.
everybody's all happy.
Right.
And then they get divorced in 2 seconds.
That's true. That's because the girl's probably with him for the wrong reason.
Oh, right. You're with me because I'm old.
No.
I look back at pictures, though. Like,
Oh my God, we were
of us 10 years.
babies.
You look like a baby, and I look like a
I
baby.
know.
My beard's all dark.
I know.
I'm like, oh my God, look
That's
how dark.
what's weird.
Look how dark. You don't even notice it happening. The next thing you know,
No.
it's gray.
Just all of a sudden, it's just, well, it slowly just transformed, and then that's your life.
Yeah, into an older man.
Right.
But I feel older and wiser, actually.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you've
'cause-
learned something in
Yeah.
life, finally.
Yeah, and I'm starting a new business, and it makes me feel confident because I'm older. I always my new business that I'm starting. I wanted to feel like I had older, more knowledge. And
Is
I
that
feel like
because
it
you're
now.
ageist?
What do you mean ageist?
You are totally ageist.
About?
You judge other people on their age. Like, you do not trust younger people to do things for
I
you.
have a hard time. I do trust younger people doing social media, computer skills.
Okay.
I do trust younger people doing that.
That's a new thing.
I actually don't trust older people doing that because I'm
mean,
like, do you
right.
really know? You're freaking old.
Right. But you don't historically like a younger person to like, you will be like, nope, I that's a hard no
Like
for
a younger
me.
sale. I have a hard with a younger real estate agent.
Oh, okay.
Or I have a hard time with a younger car salesman.
Oh, okay.
Or a hard time with a younger.
How do you like a younger doctor?
I'm okay with the younger doctor.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not really young female doctor, probably.
Because it might be creepy for you.
Yeah, or whatever.
Not too
I
exciting
don't.
for you.
Well, not exciting, but a younger doctor is kind of cutting. The
They are
cutting edge.
up on the newest.
Because older doctors just do their same old thing. They're not gonna do it. They'll teach old dog new tricks. They're not gonna do.
All of you,
Yeah,
you get stuck in your ways.
yeah, stuck in your ways. All the older doctors still stick their finger out the butt, check the prostate.
They
The younger
don't
ones,
actually
I know
anymore.
they don't. They actually don't.
Yours changed her ways.
I told
as much
mine,
as
just
you
go back to your
would-
old school ways and
would
stick
like
the
it.
finger up there because I'm not sure if I trust the new blood test ways.
Why?
Because my doctor knows what she's feeling for, I think.
Well, they also know what to look for in a blood test.
And she has nice little thin
You're like
fingers.
the only male that's like, please stick your finger in my butt at a doctor's appointment.
Well, I wouldn't want Shaq sticking his finger up my ass.
I hope not. But like most men are like, I'll take the blood test, and you're like, I would like both.
Well, I don't like the blood test.
And you're getting
I
it
mean,
either way. They
okay,
just
back
throw
it
in
up.
the thing.
Not that I really like the finger up my butt. I don't like blood
You're
tests.
getting a blood test either way.
Right.
So
So might as well kill two birds with one stone.
right.
Yeah. Even though my doctor doesn't do the order when I say the hospital's all whacked out, I got to call for the PSA. This
I know.
podcast is getting depressing.
This is
Let's
Happy
talk young
New Year,
stuff.
Eric's
Happy New-
PSA.
Yeah, let's talk young stuff.
Eric has aged.
But we're back. We had a week off because we had the Golden Bachelorette guy finally on our podcast, and we're getting good response from that. So that's good. We're going
Yes.
to talk about that later. But the biggest news
What's the
while
biggest
we're back
news?
is we had our 5th anniversary,
Oh yes, we did.
and I was sicker than a dog.
Oh, you were.
And then as the anniversary went on, it went more, even though I was loud and hacking and driving.
I mean, you felt better. You didn't sound better. I think you felt better. Man,
I felt that I was like driving me crazy because I
Yeah.
feel bad about that kind of stuff because when you cough and everything, I hate it.
I know. Maybe that's why I
So-
just take it because I know that I'm such an annoying cougher that I'm like, well, could be worse, I guess.
Everybody has this like head cold. It's weird. A lot of guys, and I don't know that many girls.
Not many
male have
women.
it,
Yeah.
but big head cold.
You also like don't do things to help yourself.
Like what?
When you're sick. Like, I'm
What?
like, take it easy. And you're like, I'm going swimming. I'm like, take it, like, stop, slow
Going
down.
swimming there probably was a mistake because
I told you it was a mistake.
Yeah, because I got out of there and felt like dog shit.
Yeah, so you don't take it easy. I'm not a big proponent of like a medication. I don't like taking meds. But in those situations, I'm like, take like this Sudafed to like decongest you, like dry that shit out, and you wouldn't do it.
Right.
Right.
But anyway.
You finally took a cough medicine one night because you were hacking.
But you did tell me to lay low for a couple days, and I did.
Only this is New Year's Day, and you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, and then we're getting on a plane on Friday.
Right.
So
I said, I'm like, lay it low. We're going on vacation. You're gonna die.
But you know what? I was sick and had a stuffy head, but had a blast on our not our honeymoon, but our anniversary.
Not our honeymoon.
Yeah, we went down to Newport Beach because we didn't.
A little weekend to get
our
away.
Our original plans was to go to Key West, and then it fell through. But second best, we went to Newport Beach for a few days.
Yeah, which we hadn't. We actually hadn't done that in a while, so it was nice.
It was nice. It's always quiet down there that week and everything.
Yes.
Yeah. We went there, and KILEY really wanted a massage for her birthday.
That's all he wanted, not for my birthday.
And not from me. I mean, for the anniversary.
Yes.
And not from me either.
You.
She wanted somebody else to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, someone that knew what they were doing.
Correct.
Dig into that shit.
And that was great.
So we went to this little spa, and then we went to for that night we went to like a late
anniversary
dinner.
Night, yes.
Anniversary night. We went to a restaurant.
A.
It's in Newport Beach, kind of where that overpass is going down to.
I mean, most people probably don't know.
Yeah,
what that means.
a lot of people probably know.
Then they probably know where A is.
Oh yeah, they probably do. But it's been around since like the 40s or something like that. But it's always an interesting crowd in there, and the food was real good. We like that. Giving them a little plug here.
Yes, it was nice. The atmosphere is in at basically any restaurant in Newport is enjoyable.
Yeah, because we just people watch.
Oh
We're
my God, and
watchers.
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's like not everybody in the world has a podcast that it's kind of our job to watch people.
Is it?
Yeah, kind of.
I didn't mean, okay.
Kind of our job to be voyeurs.
Okay, sure.
Right. And so we just watched everybody. That couple sitting. It was weird because we were sitting in like a little private room area. They put us in.
Which was kind of fun though.
I liked it because it had the TV and the football game on.
Yes,
that was cool.
That was
in
perfect.
a nice restaurant.
You could very much watch.
We were kind of
because it was like off of the bar.
Yeah.
But there was two couples across from us that were getting shit faced.
The girls were getting shit faced. The guys were not. I don't believe.
Yes. Okay. Maybe that's more true.
Yeah, the two girls were just going crazy, and the one guy might have been a firefighter.
I just pegged him as a firefighter. He looked like a firefighter.
Oh, you just pegged him.
Yeah.
Okay, but that wasn't that fun. But anyway, we you know what was really good at A's restaurant was the meatballs.
Oh my God, you ate
We got
so
a
many meatballs
I
this
ate
weekend.
the weekend, yeah, I did. But just as an appetizer, get the friggin' meatballs. It was good.
The meatballs were good. They made a little bit reminded me of like a Chef Boyardee.
Well, that's not
sauce.
good meatballs.
No, it is. Not
What?
like the sauce had like a
you mean
spice in it
had
that reminded me of
sweetness
that.
to
Yeah.
it or whatever. Oh, okay. That's right. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
And I like getting an old fashioned there. Their signature thing is old fashioned. They have a big ice cube with the A on it.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool. I like that. And that's their signature like drink.
Well, I feel like that's probably a signature in a steakhouse.
Well,
but
yeah,
it's fine.
everywhere. But they really highlight it.
They highlight
Yeah.
it.
She's like, oh, you want our special?
I do.
Yes.
Mm.
After that, we walk down to our scummy bar. We
I know,
from
it
the
went from
nice
180.
restaurant. We're dressed all nice. We walk down to our favorite little place called Shamrocks, and it's kind of I would classify it as kind of a dive bar.
Oh yeah,
for
kinda.
sure.
Yeah.
It smells sticky flourish and
Oh
everything
my God.
else too.
Yes. Yes.
But
yes.
every time we go in, they
It's
always
like
have like
a
an older
whole-
person band playing, like
Right.
old guys, and then it's always a shit show.
There's just I'm always just amazed on the the range of ages demographics.
Yeah, there's
there.
like 22-year-olds
to
to
75-year-olds.
75-year-olds.
Yeah.
Easy 75.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe more than
Maybe
75.
older. Yeah.
But and you know what amazed me at that place? You can go in there and there's 4 people in the place and the band's playing.
Right. We
And
went in
then
there, it was pretty dead.
You can blink an eye and there's like 80 people in there.
Right. I know. We're like,
Like,
where
where
do
they
these
come
people
from?
come? And
And
like
then-
a younger crowd.
Yeah, but then you blink an eye again, there's 10 people in there.
Yeah.
Like, where'd everybody go?
It's like,
So
yes.
they must just stop in, have a
Do-
drink, and leave or
right.
something.
It's like you for the younger people start there and the older people end there.
Yeah, you'll see
I don't
like a
know.
whole slew of young people come in.
Yeah.
But the thing that fascinated me the most, there was this guy. Well, there was this guy that looked like Santa Claus, and he was
Well, when we
basically
first walked in, he's just chilling in a booth, like
scrolling
white
social
hair,
media,
white beard.
like 80
no.
years old.
Or I'm like, oh my God, that guy looks like Santa Claus over there. We look over at him. He's on his phone, and there literally was a picture of Santa Claus on his phone.
Oh, on Twitter? He was looking on Twitter.
I don't know
think.
what he was on, but there was like a picture of Santa Claus.
And he's
I'm
looking
like,
at
well, that's
himself.
weird.
Maybe he's looking at himself.
That was odd.
And he had like his lady friend or wife or whatever
I don't
with
know
him.
who. I wasn't paying attention to that.
But there was this guy. I don't know if you remember this, but he kind of looked like a gross Josh Duhamel. You know, Josh Duhamel is kind of
Yes,
an attractive
yes,
looking guy.
yes.
This guy's kind of a he reminded me of
Unattractive Josh Jamal.
he reminded me of Josh Duhamel. That's kind of gross.
What do you mean by gross?
I don't know, just disheveled.
Oh, okay.
And just, I mean, just not a male model type, but you know, but if you looked at him, he would like.
Are you like
is
a
that,
gross Matthew McConaughey then?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, okay.
What qualifies
Damn
as
it.
gross?
I walked right into
You
that.
totally did.
I walked right into that. All right, all right.
What qualifies as gross? Like, did he have like meth teeth or like what? I mean, when I think of gross, I think of like dirty.
Maybe
and
like,
like,
creepy is a better word.
Okay.
Maybe a creeper. And then,
Okay. A
and then-
creepier, not as attractive Josh
And
Jamal.
this he would, you know, this guy's probably like he older than Josh Duhamel, I would say. He was probably like 62.
Yeah, he was older.
Let's call him 62, but he was probably 58 or 55.
Probably
knows?
not. He probably is older than you think because it's Newport. He got
But all I
tons of
know is when
injections.
he kept looking at his text messages and social media or whatever, and he kept putting his readers on, so you know he's older.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
telltale.
He's in the bar, and you know he's talking to all these young girls. They're like my daughter's
20s,
age, yeah,
early
I'm like,
20s,
oh
yeah.
my god, like sugar baby girls, you know?
No, I wasn't sure who you were talking about at first because I couldn't remember, but now I remember. He 100% went there he was with his buddy.
Yeah,
He had a buddy, and he 100%
Another
went
old guy.
there to meet one of his sugar babies.
sugar babies, yeah, because this girl came
I
up,
say
and he kept
one.
buying him drinks.
Because I don't know if he
And
bought.
they knew
'cause
each other.
She was with like 3 other girlfriends. So it was a group of 4 of them, but she kept kind of going, or she sat next to him and she was talking to him, and all the other girls were ignoring him and his friend, even though
Yeah.
the friend tried to talk to them.
Yeah.
They were kind of like, ugh.
Like, ugh.
And at first I was just like, oh, these poor guys are like trying to hit on these young girls, bless their hearts. I am pretty positive after watching 15 minutes of interaction that she is a sugar baby.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, one, he kissed her.
At the end,
At
that
the
was
end,
the final.
He kissed her
yeah.
goodbye, and she kind of
She tried to ignore it.
she
like,
tried to ignore it,
oh,
and
like
he's
a
like-
cheek kiss.
Like, bye, baby. After he bought a few drinks for her and her friends, and then
Right.
she's like, I gotta go.
Which
and then
I
he's like,
also
okay.
found it weird because her friends are drinking like, vodka soda or something. She was drinking like a white wine, which I was like, you're 23. Who
People do
drinks
that.
white wine? I mean, that's
People
fine.
do that.
I
I
know.
don't know.
And then I also, because at first I was like, no way, this can't be real. And then I was observing the whole time, and I'm like, oh, out of her friends, she was the only one with a designer bag.
Oh, he probably bought it for her.
So I'm like, oh, you are a sugar baby. You're getting paid more than your friends, or getting presents that your friends aren't, because you're
Right.
hooking up with these old Josh Jamals.
Yeah. But then they all left, and he was sitting there, and his buddy was dancing with another girl.
An age-appropriate woman,
And
might I
yeah,
add.
okay, yeah, right.
And, she had that woman had a friend, and they were like trying to get him to talk to the other guy, and he like wouldn't do it.
But he
like,
only wants young
Yeah,
girls.
like he can only do a young girl, not an age-appropriate
He was
woman.
irritating the fuck out of me. Though. I'm
Ugh.
like, let's just watch this guy. He looked at his phone about
Constantly. Once the
like,
girl
like
left.
a kid would do. Once the girl left, and then next thing you know, he gets like a text, and he gets very excited,
wanna
and throws
say,
his readers on.
I want to say I got a new phone for Christmas. I've needed it for about 5 years. That's beside the point.
What's your phone? A 16?
Yes.
iPhone 16?
The 16 Pro. And holy shit, then they say the camera on that thing is good. They're not lying. This is totally crossing any personal boundaries.
I think we were sitting about 30 feet away, 20,
oh,
25
yeah, for
feet
sure.
away.
And
30
I was
feet
just
away.
like, what is, like, real curious
this
what
guy
this guy's
looking
texting.
on his phone?
So I just take a picture of his phone. And, like, you can zoom in, and you're like,
We could read his text.
I could read his text, and they are
From-
not appropriate.
Yeah, and the picture that was on there, I
You
don't know what the
can't-
hell that was.
I showed Mel at dinner the other night, and she's like, "Is that a girl like squeezing her boob in between like her arms?" And I was like, "That you could be right there, Mel."
I thought it was a
She's like,
vagina, but
I
it
don't
didn't
know.
look like
no,
a vagina.
I don't think it was a vagina.
Like we just saw skin on this picture.
Yeah, she's like, I think she's squeezing her boobs with like her arms.
Oh, and
Like she's got
it's a
little
cleavage.
boobs and she's squeezing
It's
them.
a cleavage.
Yeah,
tip.
and I'm like,
maybe
you
it
know
was.
what?
We gotta
You
look
could
at
be
that
right
again.
there, Mel.
But you could read what he wrote, and he
I
goes,
could
"I
go-
can't wait to come over and let's call it eat dinner."
Eat
So
dinner,
it's-
great.
Yeah, eat dinner downtown.
Having
And
a sushi
and then
dinner.
I'm like, oh my god! And then this guy got all excited, and he left the bar.
Yes. So we're like, well, so
Who
you
is
have
this guy?
one of many sugar babies around town. Like, if one didn't work, you're gonna hit up the next.
But God, you spend all your time just boom, boom. I mean, all his
That's
time.
just
this
sounds
guy.
to like pay somebody.
And he
to
was
have
definitely
sex with you.
obsessed.
That
He was-
sounds horrible.
yeah, he was
and then I
definitely
asked you, I said, if
obsessed.
you were single in your 60s, would you be like a sugar daddy? And you're like, probably, because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Why not?
You'd fall for it. You'd
Oh.
think the girl really liked you.
Right. And then when I run out of money, I'm like, oh, where are you going?
Yeah, and they're
Why-
like, oh, no,
why
no,
aren't
no,
you here?
no. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I talked to Skylar, and she says it is
It's a thing.
Yeah, girls can
There's
be
like
sugar
a whole website
sugar
app, like
the
sugar.
girls are called sugar babies, and then
Yes.
the guys are sugar daddies.
Yes.
Or sugar mamas.
There's like
or
a whole
whatever.
app, like a dating app for sugar babies
Yeah.
and sugar daddies.
What's that commercial where the guy's like, I forgot my wallet. Sugar mama.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and the girl's like, oh my God.
I'm
He's like,
out.
I'm a professional air drummer. And she's back. It's one of those ones where you can back up your car without someone in it. She's like backing up the car to get out of there.
Right.
On the date. It's a car commercial.
But I can't imagine being in my early 20s hooking up with someone that's probably older than my dad.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Well,
but it's like,
that's what they do for money.
is this what society's coming to?
Yeah, they want the easy road out. I don't even know that's easy.
I don't
That's
think it's
work.
easy. Like,
it's quick.
It sucks because when you're 23, it sounds and it's like, oh, it's fine, whatever. It's just sex or it's just.
You know what? If you do that though, the guy is old. He'll just fall asleep and you just leave.
But
I
then
mean, you don't have to
think
spend
about
time-
it
you
when
don't
you're
spend time with
when
him.
you're older and then you like find the guy that you really want to be with and you like marry him, have kids, and you look back in your life and like, oh my God, did I really do that? And is my kid gonna do like? Do you want that for your own kid? Like, I feel like there's gonna be some regrets later in
Oh,
life
yeah.
for all these girls.
Yeah. And then they're going to realize that it's not an easy way out.
No.
It's actually, and then they overspent
And then
the money that they made.
and then
it's
and
gone
also
anyway.
at one point nobody wants you as a sugar baby because you're 32 and the 23-year-olds will take them. And now what? You have no career or job because you've been just spreading your legs around town for money.
Well, that's a career.
Not when you're 30s because that you get kicked out. You're too old. You've aged out.
Oh yeah, you've aged out by 30.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So then what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
I know. It's a problem. It will be a problem.
You hang out with these guys.
This segment of Life with Eric is brought to you by
430 National,
Great American Storage
America,
And Reno Yard.
for all your outdoor storage needs. Next day we woke up and it was kind of nice. We went down to the Newport Pier. Went to
yes.
Charlie's Chili for
The boardwalk, if you will.
as that Uber driver told us, lunch dinner.
It was definitely like
we had,
1
like,
a.m.
breakfast
1
at, like,
a.m. No,
1
1 p.m.
1 p.m.,
You
yeah.
had breakfast. I had lunch.
Oh, I had breakfast, yeah. But they had down there on that pier there, they passed a new ordinance to get rid of all the bums down
And it
there.
was lovely.
There was no homeless down there and stuff.
It was
Yeah,
lovely.
we saw it on the news, and it really
And
is
it
true.
was, it was
Like, oh my
lovely.
God, yeah, it's kind of nice down here.
Yep.
You know, they don't need them hanging in front of the tourist spots where people are supposed to be spending money and getting food and everything like
Right.
that.
It's always very
know.
crowded. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was kind of nice, and it was kind of hopping in the little bars and stuff around there. But then when
Football was on.
football was on. When you walk down, there's like nobody. It was like ghost town. And
Well, yeah,
for
it's
we're always
January.
at Newport. It's crowded, you know. So it was kind of nice in a
Little
way.
off season.
We took a nice little walk.
We did.
Yep, and we came back and prepared for our dinner at the Quiet Woman.
Yes, dinner number 2.
Quiet Woman. We had a 7 o'clock
Always,
reservation.
Yep, always, which I'm
We got the-
learning that's a good reservation time then.
Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, we got 7 o'clock reservation. We didn't. They closed at midnight. We left at midnight.
Right.
That's how much fun we were having.
Yes.
And basically, we're just people watching and bullshit with the people next to us.
right.
But we got a perfect seat right in the corner, so we could see the whole entire bar and the band.
Yes.
And basically, the restaurant's kind of behind us. We were
I
like
know.
in
It
the
was,
bar eating.
we
Basically.
were all worried, like they're like, oh, they're gonna kick us out. They need the table, and the waitress was like, no, you guys are fine. You can stay. And
As long as you want.
Yes.
Yeah, because we don't want it. If the bar gets real crowded, we don't want to stand or anything.
No, I mean I would have, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to. And there's like high tables that as people leave, you can steal them and stuff. But
It's so amazing down there how many of these, let's call them old gross guys,
okay.
have these young, like, you know, the old gross guy that looks like you would see him sit next to a dumpster next to Target or
Like
something.
that. Well, there was one guy that had like a very long white ponytail. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
like-
what's happening?
Yeah, like white point, and then he's with a girl that looks like Ariana Grande.
Like a 40. Well, she probably was like 50, but she looked like she
Well,
was like 40.
Yeah, like a 40-year-old
Or- yeah.
Ariana Grande. And so it's like,
And you're like,
this
what
is so
the-
weird. And then another girl looks like, you know, a Pam Anderson type, you know.
Right.
And then just the fashions and the weirdness and the
Which
everything is
you
just
picked
so
up
weird.
on a male fashion trend while we were there.
Every guy in Newport, these are middle-aged guys, by the way. These are
And
not,
younger. There were some younger guys too.
God, I'm hacking away.
Attractive.
I know. Ignore this. I'm moving my mic and I'm gonna hack. Hang on.
Oh, lovely. Oh boy, this is what I dealt
Okay,
with for the past.
If you want to know what
2
Kylie dealt with,
weeks,
that was she dealt
week
with.
and a
It's so
half.
gross. Who wants to be with me? Right?
Well, me, I guess.
Ariana
anywho.
Grande, maybe.
I don't think so.
Okay. But anyway, yeah. Everybody, a lot of these guys had jeans on, which I get. And a lot of the guys had leather tennis shoes, like brown leather tennis shoes, which I have a pair that I wear
Yeah,
with
you
a
do.
suit once in a while. But they all had brown leather tennis shoes,
Yes.
like black
the Cole
or
Haan leather
Cole-
tenny.
yeah, or brown.
Yeah.
But they all wore
Some white as well. Some white.
They all wore a slip over sweater that's like a 3/4 zip.
A quarter zip, not a
A quarter zip, and they
quarter
zip it
zip.
up a little ways with the collar. And there's these ladies I was sitting next to, and I go, "Is this a Newport thing?" And they go, "I don't know, I never noticed." And every freaking guy that walked in was
guy.
the same look. I'm like, "Oh my!" And I wear that look. I have.
You have a few.
I have a
quarter
few of
zips.
those.
Yep.
Yeah, and then when you look at the Peyton Manning commercials, he's always wearing them.
Yep.
With a quarter
It's a
zip.
style
But
right
I think
now.
it's a big trendy now because
Yes.
and this place is. The girls dress more to the nines, and the guys dress kind of casual at this place.
Right.
Seems like, but that was a trend, and I picked up on it. And the
Yeah, you
girls
did.
sitting next to us,
You totally.
we
Every time
befriended-
someone would walk by, we're like, "Oh, there's another one. There's another one."
There was 2 single ladies who were divorcees in their late 50s sitting next to us that were friends, and we kind of befriended them. So we were talking to that about. They're like, "Oh my God, you're
Yep.
right." I go, "See, we observe," and I was saying, "Yeah, we watch everybody." Like, so
And
do
they-
we.
I know.
Yeah.
Then we started comparing notes.
Yeah, comparing
great.
notes. I was like, that guy looks like a serial killer. He's
That guy
sitting by
did look like. See, you
himself.
said no, I said yes, and then I think Della was like, "I think he's a serial killer," and I was like, "Thank you." That's what I said.
I said he's a pilot.
He kind of looked like a military-ish pilot, but he
Yeah.
had like a bunch of tattoos on his hand and like his wrist, and
But-
so that threw me off.
And he's not drinking.
And he was not drinking.
He was drinking Perrier or something like that. Pellegrino Perrier. But it's weird sitting in a crowd. Just picture this, sitting in a crowded bar with people all around you, couples mainly, and sitting there by yourself eating like a nice dinner meal in the middle of it all. And it's packed.
Yes.
And every once in a while he would talk to somebody or
Yeah.
whatever, but he just, and every time we go to the Quiet Woman, there's always, remember that guy that lived in his van that was there?
Oh yeah, that you chatted up with.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, I live in my van now. I
Yes.
go down and out." But then he's at the Quiet Woman, which is really expensive and everything. So I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of characters in the
A
Quiet
lot of
Woman. I'll tell you that.
characters.
Yeah, we tried to. The ladies next to us were showing. We just look. You sit real close to the people next to you. That's how
yeah,
you know all this.
it's small.
They were showing pictures of the Golden Bachelorette, like bachelors, the men.
The contestants.
And I said, "Hey, I know one of those guys." And his name is Guy, and they started laughing. No way! And they pulled up his picture, and so we ended up sending a picture of her to Guy. Say, "Hey, do you want to hook
I know
up
we
with
did.
her?"
I meant to follow up before we did the podcast to see if
Maybe nothing ever happened ever,
they've
ever.
chatted it up, but then I forgot to text her.
Yeah, I don't know. Guy texted me back. He said, "Would you go out with her?" I go, "Yeah, sure." I mean,
Oh my God, she is great.
She was
Her
cool.
personality
Actually,
is fantastic.
They were really cool.
Real
and
cute.
her daughters came, and they were
And
hanging
they were
out. and-
they were nice.
Yeah, we hung out with a whole
Yeah.
group of people there, and then the band played. The band played, and then went away. Then we were done. It was over. It was
And
closed.
then closing time.
But I recommend the
Last
Quiet.
call.
If you want to see a people
Ugh.
show, go to the Quiet One. Make a
We do.
reservation because it's tiny.
They also have really good food too.
Yeah, the food is really good. We had meatballs there too.
And Eric got meatballs.
Ricotta meatballs, and those were freaking good too. I think I like the meatballs at A's.
Better.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay.
But yeah, so if you're a divorcee, single person, that's where you go. The Quiet
Hit up
Woman.
the quiet woman.
Yeah, you'll find
You might, yeah.
because a lot of those two friends went there together.
I mean, I
And
don't think
then-
they didn't
and
go
then
to
next
like
to them was two guys
pick up-
that were single
yes.
together. I mean, you don't know they go pick up. You don't know who you're going to meet though.
you
It's
don't.
the Quiet Woman's Housewives of Orange County.
Oh my
they
God, it
kinda
is
go
a
there.
haunting for them. I didn't see any. Although when we walked in, there was a woman that fully looked like she could be.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, is that somebody? Because we
No,
we look-
I didn't
we always-
recognize her, but
we
she
always-
had the look.
Yeah, we always look for stars or whatever. That's kind of
Everywhere.
that's kind of a thing that we do.
Like a reality star.
And everybody seems to drink those espresso martinis.
It's a rage right now.
like
Like
every,
I have known
even when
Mel
we were
to
down in-
always have an espresso martini,
Yeah.
like for years.
she's like the only person I know that had
yes,
one.
and now it's become like a rage.
Yeah, and I was everybody was drinking espresso
You know, like
martinis.
usually Mel would have to ask, like, "Hey, do you guys can you make this?" And they would, and now it's like on their menu, ready to go. We're gonna sell you one.
Yeah, and then I noticed even down when we were in Newport when we stopped at Little Dory's,
Yeah. Oh,
And
they
got a
had an
drink there.
espresso martini.
a lot of people
special.
a lot of people were
and
drinking
we're
them.
drinking them.
The one thing I don't like about an espresso martini is they float and then this goes over to the commercial we're going to play real soon.
Okay.
Because she always on the internet shows how to make a good espresso martini.
Oh,
But I don't like it. To me, they always have the floating beans
Bean.
in there. It looks like a little turd in there to me. It's like a floating turd in a glass. I just don't like it. Grosses
I
me
mean,
out.
I don't know why that's where your mind goes.
Right. And one time Mel's like, "Oh, you want to sip it?" I'm like, "It looks like a turd floating in there." It's like I don't know why.
Okay.
It's not for me.
Well,
But
not really. Yeah, I don't
you
feel
can
like
make
it.
those with this. Honey, guess what time it is?
Happy hour?
Yep, I made your favorite Juicy Tits vodka cocktail.
Fantastic. Thanks, babe. Love you.
And I love you. And your Juicy Tits.
Go to juicytitsvodka.com to get your own bottle of Juicy Tits, where life is the party.
Yeah, if you go on Lauren from Juicy Tits,
She has a recipe?
she's always making different martinis and
that.
stuff with her using Juicy Tits vodka.
Yeah.
And I did talk to her. She will be on our show. If everything works out, we'll record on February 8th, but she'll be posted on February 12th.
Exciting. Yeah.
And she's got a great story.
She does.
Yeah, looking forward to having her on since we play the commercial all the time. You see the girl behind the Juicy Tits.
Right.
The girl
The story
hiding right
behind
the Juicy Tits. The girl poking her head up through the
Okay,
Juicy Tits.
That's just creepy.
Now she's not
sounding.
coming
Now you're
on.
getting creepier.
No, now she's not
Now
gonna
you're
come
turning
on.
into those creepy guys.
I know. Yeah. Next thing I know, I'll be going to onlydaddies.com or whatever it's
Only
called.
daddies, sugar daddies. You'll be going to the Quiet Woman by yourself.
Yeah, I'll be going to the quiet woman by myself, sitting there eating food.
There was one girl that was there. There was that one guy that was sitting at the bar by himself too. That I found his style very interesting.
He had a style.
Yes.
Who was it? I can't remember.
I think he was Asian, and he had like longer, like literally
Oh.
shoulder length, kind of like salt and pepper hair.
Yeah.
And then he had like a blazer on with like a little ascot-y like scarf, and then jeans and flip flops.
And flip flops.
Like I was like, I don't know
Yeah, he
what's
had a
happening
scarf
here.
on.
Yeah,
like a smoking
like a silk,
scarf.
neck scarf. And I was like,
but he had like a sports jacket
Yeah.
with a scarf. And
Yes.
so that part, and he has kind of long, cool gray hair.
yes, which was fine. But then I looked down, and I'm like,
That's
well,
a
then
style,
you're
man.
wearing jeans and a flip flop.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it was an interesting style, and he was kind of chilling by himself.
Yeah, he was by himself, so he was talking away to everybody. Though.
And then there was one girl that he was chatting with who he bought her a glass of wine, and then we started watching her because then I didn't really like her. Was like literally chugged her glass of wine so she could stop talking to him, and like moved on to the next guy.
Oh yeah,
the one that kind of looked
Yeah.
like kind of Pam Anderson-y.
yeah.
And I was just like, I didn't dig her.
What do you think of Pam Anderson? The no makeup look.
I mean, I think it's kind of awesome.
They were showing pictures of her when she was younger, getting the Botox, and her face is all smooth and everything.
Yeah.
And that's before she had the lips and everything. She was
Right.
like a more girl next door look, but she was still getting Botox, I guess. And then they showed her without. When you stop doing the Botox, does your skin just get wrinkly and like smushy and crinkly?
Yeah, and I honestly,
I don't think she looks that bad with it.
I don't know.
She's an older lady.
I would be intrigued to see how much like Botox is ruining your skin over the years.
Does it make you look? I mean, Pam Anderson. Okay, when she has that off, she looks definitely in her 60s,
Right.
right? But when she has all the work done and giant lips and stretched, it still like she looks 60 because young
Right.
people don't have that.
Right.
I mean, now they kind of do, but young people don't. Like sometimes you'll see a girl that's maybe 28 and she looks 40 because she has the stretching and the
correct.
lips and everything.
I agree. I
So,
feel
I
like if
mean,
you
do
start
they
too
realize
young,
they're
you start
making-
looking older than you are.
And then you're 40, you look 50, and you're 50, you look 70.
And I really think we're gonna start seeing where they're like, oh, if you start too young, like you think it's maintenance, but it's like ruining your skin.
Yeah, because the girls went back to in the 80s and 90s, everybody's getting boob jobs,
Right.
and now they're not going with boob jobs. They're even getting them taken out.
It's like, I feel like it's like 50-50. I keep kind of seeing where like people are getting small boob jobs. Like if you didn't really have boobs, you're just getting enough to like
Well,
fill
I
it
think
out.
they did that before, but I don't know. I don't pay attention to
I know.
that.
So
Nowadays,
I think,
all I pay attention to is the girls getting them taken off because of breast cancer. I'm like, oh, my God,
right.
yeah.
Well, that's Welcome
That's the other
to
one.
oldness.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never done a Botox. I can't say that I never will, but it's just I don't know. I feel like you could do other.
You don't really
I
have
know.
many wrinkles or whatever.
Well, I try to maintain like a good.
Kind of sucks for a
skincare.
girl because a guy,
Looks
as he
more
ages,
distinguished.
a little more
and looks
distinguished
like
as he gets
people
older.
Like their
Yeah, who cares if a
wrinkles.
guy has a wrinkly neck?
Right.
In all reality,
I
think about
know.
it. Like he's an older guy, big deal.
Right.
He's smart.
I would
He's
say
more
just
sophisticated.
like get your lasers done.
Yeah, but girls have it rough.
I know.
But man, I don't know. With the El Natural look, it looks pretty good to me.
I know. I give her props. Like that's got to be hard to do in Hollywood.
Well, she's a big star.
Right. I mean, and surprisingly, which I think is awesome, she's not really getting much criticism for it.
I don't think so.
They're not really bagging on her,
No, I
which
think
is
she's getting
awesome. That's
praise
good.
for it. I think she's
Yeah.
getting praise for it.
Like, good for you.
And she decided. I mean, imagine how much easier her life is
Oh my, and cheaper?
without all the glam and everything and whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it. They do, And
A
so,
lot. They spend a lot
and
on
I think she
maintenance.
probably got to the point probably couldn't afford it. She
Oh my
spent
God.
all her
Seriously.
money.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of her money. I don't think she has.
People
that
think
much
celebrities
money.
are rich. They're spending it on all their money on trying to stay young.
Yeah, I know. They're spending it on trying to sound like this.
Oh.
I don't know which one it is, dear. I forgot.
Wow. It's been too
You
long.
sound so good.
There it is. With this nasally old voice.
Yes, but it's so clean.
That's why we use Fibonacci Sound Studio, located in Reno, Nevada, led by an Emmy-nominated audio producer.
Fibonacci specializes in voiceovers and voice recordings for games, television, and film production.
So you're saying, if Fibonacci can make my nasally voice sound this good,
Then anybody else's will sound like music to your ears.
for more information or to book an audio session, go to FibonacciSoundStudio.com.
Or call 775-357-8580.
So yeah, last week we had Guy from the Golden Bachelorette episode play. Basically, really good feedback. Everybody seems to really like him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a nice
And-
guy. I feel like it was a great interview. You really got to know him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we spent too much time getting to know him. But when I look back on it and I'm playing clips and stuff like this and putting it on social media, we actually did talk to him about himself a
yeah.
little bit, more than I thought. And so hopefully he likes it. He texted and said he liked the episode and stuff like that. But
Oh, good.
we're getting a lot of positive feedback on that and stuff like that.
Okay, great.
Another thing that was kind of funny, we said last week that we wanted to talk about some of our names of our podcasts.
Right.
Over, this is our 191st podcast, by
Good
the way.
Lord,
So
yeah.
we're rearing up to 200 podcasts. So we have a lot of names. We're
A
saying
lot of names.
your names were the best. But then
I mean,
the other day I got a text from Mel who listened to that podcast, and she texted me and she says, my favorite title of any podcast you've done was that one was called Bitches on the Plane. Or what's it called?
bitches on a
Bitches on a Plane.
Bitch on a plane. Yeah,
Bitches on a Plane. And I think that was mine.
I'm not positive. If it
I'm
was
pretty sure that
yours.
was mine.
I don't know.
But I wrote down a few of the podcasts because you'd never bring your phone to look at
Correct.
them. And tell me what you think about a couple of these. I'm going to read
Okay.
them off. One of our most favorite podcasts that people like was called Orange is the New Blonde. Like Orange is the New Black, but it was my
right.
mom was the blonde.
But I named that. I named that one before even the podcast happened.
Right. One of my favorites was Snitzel Sisters.
Technically, Chris named that.
So yeah, that one's pretty good. I always like that one. And a lot of the guys at swimming every once in a while will say they had said something about was when we did pole vault hang up. The pole vault, they caught his wing on the
Yes.
thing.
Yep.
Pole vault hang up. That was a good one. Another one that I think you really liked was Bitches Get Stitches.
Oh.
When Nora got stitches.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I thought this was a funny one when I was looking at him, which is Ball Jam. I don't know why we named it Ball Jam.
I don't know why I named it Ball Jam
but
either.
Not so. And I thought this was a really good one because it's me.
Oh, okay.
How to Lose Your Wife in 10 Days.
Are you sure that was you? Are you sure I did? I was going to say.
No, you made that one up. This one might have been mine. Nipplegate.
That one might have probably was. That sounds like a you.
Yeah. What about Dancing Ween? This one was you, and I remember this, and it was really funny. Crazy Gassy Love. And then another really good one, and this is actually my dad came up with this title.
Oh.
You Can't Hide Those Bide
Yes,
Knives.
yes, he did.
That was really good. You know the ones that come off the
Yes.
top of your head? And Food
Oh,
Gigolo
no.
was always good. That was our first episode. Incredible Shart.
Oh, yes. The chart heard around World Market.
The fart.
The fart heard around
Oh,
World
that's
Market.
a really good one. The fart heard around World Market.
That one was pretty good.
I really like that one. That was a good one too. One of the worst things that happened in Newport that I saw,
When?
my dad calls me up
Yeah.
and he goes, I am watching this bowl game. It was a Duke's Mayo
Oh, yes.
mayonnaise bowl. And he goes, every break, the announcers are taking like a scoop of mayonnaise and all the people around. So I was like, Dad, I can't even listen to this because I'm one of those people that hate mayonnaise.
Right.
I'm one of the many people that hate mayonnaise.
I don't know if I'd say many.
I know. I don't even like it when I go to Jersey Mike's, which I love Jersey Mike's,
Yes,
by
you
the
do.
way. I tell them not to cut my sandwich in half because I don't want that
The
gross. And then
knife.
because I feel like a dick telling them to wipe the knife
Oh, okay.
because I don't want that mayo knife going through my sandwich.
I get that.
Yeah, and then I just feel like a dick if they're in the hurry and stuff. I say, hey, can you just not cut my sandwich? I don't want to go.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And they'll wrap it up. I just don't like any. And I watch them. I don't want anything touching my sandwich.
Right.
I'm just
Anything
picky.
related to a mayo
Yeah,
near your sandwich.
Yeah. So this mayo bowl was my worst nightmare. So we turn on. We get back to the hotel or whatever. Turn on. The
We're at the
sport.
hotel. Or we're at a restaurant.
We might anyway. I saw Sports Center comes on with the highlights, and the two announcers at Sports Center have two things of mayo. Duke's. I didn't even know Duke's mayo. I never even heard of it until
Does Duke's make
till
is that a
that.
mayo like brand?
It says
Maybe on the East Coast or something.
Duke's mayo. Duke's mayo bowl. That's what it's called. It's not best foods. It's Duke's. And so these two announcers, they get the 2 jars of mayo, and the one just takes a giant scoop and swallows it, and is fine with it. And then he does another one. I'm gagging.
He did 2.
Yeah, and I'm dying. He hands it to the other announcer. The other announcer is very reluctant.
Well,
he's-
yeah. Who
but
just?
he-
Well,
but
my
he's-
family would.
He still does it, and he starts kind of like doing a little dry heaving
Yeah.
thing. I was dying. That's like the worst thing I ever could see on television.
Right. Like you could never go on one of those shows where you might have to eat like a spoon of mayo.
I couldn't do it. I could
You
not
walk
do it.
out.
Well, I was the one that I've had to audition for like a Carl's Jr. commercial and a Burger King and stuff like that. And the Carl's Jr. says, "Are you okay with everything on the burger?" I'm like, "Actually,
No,
not.
I am
couldn't
not
do it.
okay.
If you just put like barbecue sauce on it or ketchup or whatever, I could do
Right.
it. But I don't want
Mayo.
no mayo on there.
Yeah.
I'd have a really hard time.
I'd be like, could you put sour cream on there instead? Because then I'll eat it.
I know, but
I mean, that's what I would
they
say.
ask you ahead of time.
Yeah.
They just won't even accept you on the
Right.
audition.
Well, no, because
Yeah. And another thing is I don't drink milk either.
Right.
I actually did a scene with Isaiah and I said, "Hey, can you bring almond milk?" And he brought almond milk.
That's nice.
Yeah, so that was all good. But oh man,
I can't.
that grossed me out.
Well, it probably did not gross out like 85% of the country, which is sad.
I mean, they had a mayo bowl.
Right.
Disgusting. Duke's mayo bowl.
Well, I told you
Don't watch it.
we're the minority, not the majority.
I know. When I go to Jersey Mike's, you're right because I watch
Right.
everybody in the head of me
Gets
gets mayo
mayo.
on their
Yep.
sandwich. That's not even the Jersey Mike's way.
Oh, it's not.
No, Jersey Mike's way is just vinegar and oil, which you don't like.
No, I don't like that.
How could you? It's the bread situation.
That's
Otherwise you would
also why I
like
don't
it.
like mayo because of the vinegar
I couldn't tell you
and
that.
a little texture combo.
But this week,
What?
we're doing a moment of silence real quick
Okay.
for the LA fires.
Right. I thought you were going, but I wasn't positive.
Well, we have to talk a little bit about it
Little
because
bit.
what the
Oh my
fuck is going
God.
on?
LA is
It's
burning
up.
down.
It's really hard to watch and
I'm like
and-
obsessed and I can't stop watching.
yeah, Kylie keeps
I
put on
like-
every CNN,
I like check my Instagram
Fox
to see
News,
if there's like
every
new news updates like every 10 minutes.
Social media's going off on. I mean,
Ugh.
I will agree they are giving a lot of false information, but
Right.
they're also Gavin Newsom's coming out saying I don't want all the false information, but a lot of it's not false.
I know.
And he's saying it's false because he's
Oh,
getting his ass kicked right now. This guy,
yeah,
he is getting
California
his ass pummeled
is
right
not
now.
enjoying him right now.
No, or the mayor.
Or the mayor. No, I
Because they're not
just
taking responsibility.
right. I just am checking for like updates. Like, has it moved? Is it? I have like a weird.
You hate fire.
I
You're scared
do.
of fire.
But then
But
because
you're
I have
obsessed
like a
with it.
fear of fire, but then my dad is like obsessed with fires. And so as like kids, we used to go like check out the forest fires. And it would like haunt me for like 3 days and I've had nightmares and stuff as a kid.
So now you're
and so it's like
obsessed
this
with it.
weird like anxiety that it makes me feel better if I know more, even though it's like not even remotely close to us and like won't affect us at all. But it's like a weird like obsession I get. Like I have to know what's going on.
Yeah, this one's bad. I mean, it's
Oh my God, it's horrible.
all these celebrities losing their houses.
Well,
but
it's not just the celebrities.
Besides the celebrities, yeah, there's people in apartments and condos and all around
or
them
just
that
like they
don't
were in a
have
rental.
don't have a vacation home to go to.
Right.
and
Well,
hang out.
like they made a point on like one of the news stations. They're like, there's as much as you see like these people in these multi-million-dollar houses. He goes, a lot of people will move into the rent in the neighborhood because they want their kids to go to these good schools, and so they're just in a rental, and they're like they have like nothing.
Yeah, rental in L.A. That's a lot
Yeah.
of money. But yeah, beautiful neighborhoods. But yeah, they're just hammering just because they didn't feel they had the right water source available.
Right.
They didn't feel that they mitigated and cleaned up all the fuel for the fire, which cleaning up
Right. The
that kind of thing. But
defensible space.
they will now.
Right.
It's all shit is
This is horrible.
yeah. And then Newsom is kind of known for during COVID, he went to that really fancy
We had
restaurant,
French Laundry.
French Laundry, and he was in there without mask when no one else could go to a restaurant.
Yes.
And I saw a meme that one of the swim guys put on there, and it's Newsom sitting in Nobu, and the outside is burning around him.
oh
and he's
no!
Eating,
Oh, because there's Nobu in Malibu.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's eating Nobu. I thought that was pretty funny.
I know. Well, because
But-
I mean, his actions historically have been great.
Yeah.
and he's kind
And
of
they had that girl on the news just, Governor, what are you doing? He's like,
Oh,
I'm
God.
calling the president right now. She goes, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. She's calling him out, and Newsom looked like he wanted to get the hell out
Well,
of
I'm
there.
sure he did.
He was dying. This lady was this like regular lady was just calling him out and shit. It
Oh,
made
I
the
mean,
news
right.
everywhere. But
I mean, it sucks when you pay that much in taxes and stuff, and then your government fails you.
I read this thing that they got 60 fire trucks and workers from Oregon, but they they can't get to the fire because they're held up for emissions test in Sacramento.
I know, not real, fake news
Yeah,
again.
another fake news.
but-
But I mean, there's some truth to weird shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, I understand the environment's important, but what is this doing to the
It's
environment?
it's like the air
This is the
quality
worst thing you could do to the
in
environment.
LA is so toxic.
Yeah,
that,
but
like,
because they're burning drywall and paint and lead.
asbestos.
And
Some of those houses are from
all
the
the-
90s.
all- 90s, all those
80s.
houses in Palisades and
Yeah.
all that, those are from like
They
the,
have
the
asbestos.
1930s.
Yeah,
They're old houses. They're remodeled, but a lot of them are old.
a lot of
old
them have
houses.
asbestos still.
They've been around forever. Well, yeah, a lot of them do. But yeah. So anyway, first responders. We have a good friend of ours, Joe LaMonica. His son is a fire chief, and he's out there working at it. I got to call
Yeah.
him and see how things are going, but I'm sure not good. So
I know.
don't
I feel
what's
like it's
gonna
a love hate for these firemen because I think they love doing this. Obviously, it's their
Yeah.
they got into this
It's their
field for a
passion.
reason. So it's like a passion. So like they love when there's like the fires to fight, but then it's like oh my god, like it's nonstop. People are losing things left and right. Like so, it's like I get to do what I wanted to do, but then I'm just seeing this devastation.
Yeah, it's got to be rough. Life with Air podcast is brought to you by Petrola Concrete Construction and Michael Weems Collections on Palm Canyon Drive in Palm Springs. Pop in and say hi to Michael Weems. I saw on social media he said and you know he has his board where he puts his
Yes, I love
comedy
his boards.
stuff.
Every week
Yeah,
he changes
this week
them.
he says we stand with LA.
Oh, that's
He didn't
nice.
put like
he didn't put his
he didn't put like free
historically dirty ones.
yeah free waxing today. Free waxing
Oh,
for
that was
everybody.
nice of
Yeah,
him. Well, I
today,
mean,
so,
it's hard not to. Like,
yeah.
I know I think a lot of like the people that aren't from like the West Coast don't appreciate LA because they probably have never been there and they just kind of see,
It's bad though.
it's
I mean,
celebrity hotspot, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think even they're starting to be like, oh my God, this is not good.
it is one of the most beautiful
Yeah.
places. The beach, the coastline, everything about California. There's a lot of beautiful things about it. It's definitely the
Yes.
most diverse state in the union.
Right.
With the beauty and everything else. So, anyway, it's too bad. I love
Yes,
California.
it's
Just,
horrible.
no one likes the taxes in California.
Correct.
A piece of property in California, the taxes are double our
I
house
know.
here,
I know.
and it's just a piece of dirt there.
Right.
So come on,
I know.
what's this money going to?
Where is the money going to? Good,
Well, now it's going to the
question.
firefighters. Now it's going
Right.
to reboot
Hopefully,
the.
it's going to the firefighters.
Reboot the fire departments. Well, I mean, I hope it's going to that. You don't know. You don't know what
I
they're
know.
doing with this money.
We don't know.
I know one thing that the government gave them like hundreds of millions of dollars or $1 billion to deal with the homeless in LA, and the homeless is worse. So
Right.
where did the friggin' money go?
And
to help?
anybody that you ask like that lives in LA will say like the homeless did not get better.
And I don't care if you're Republic or Democrat because we hear from
Right.
both. They're
Yes.
like, nothing happened. Where
Nothing
did all that-
changed.
why did they get all this money?
Where did it go?
Where did
Because
it
it didn't
go?
go to the homeless.
Yeah,
Right.
and it
That's
doesn't
a
look
fact.
it doesn't look good when Newsom
Right.
just bought 2 weeks ago
a
a $9 million something.
$5 million house.
Yeah,
Yep.
doesn't look good
No.
because people are like, well, I'm sure he's rich before, but people are like, he only makes $250,000 a year. How's he
Right.
affording this $9 million house? But I'm sure his family's rich or whatever.
I would assume.
because he's related to Nancy Pelosi somehow.
She's his aunt.
Yeah, so there's money rolling. There's money rolling in there somehow, but there's also probably a lot of corrupt shit going on. I would have to say,
Right.
just guessing.
I mean, this is on any party side. Politics in the U.S. has gotten very corrupt.
Yeah.
Both sides
We'll
included.
see what happens. Things are going to start changing. We'll see how it changes. Hopefully, it changes. Hopefully, it changes for the good. Brings everybody back to
Right.
But
I
if this
think we're
fire's
going to
gonna
see
change
a
people.
change either way. We'll just
Yeah.
see what that change is.
Yep. I'm going to go too political on this podcast. Here.
Correct. I don't like to go political.
Otherwise, people won't rate us a 5 if
They
you
will
want to.
not. Yep, they
Follow
will
us,
rate us
subscribe to
1.
us. Yeah, if you just pull down the menu, copy link to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can copy the link and send it to a friend, and that helps us out a lot. Right, dear?
Right.
Dear, it's that time. Last call. Who are we cheering today?
Well, we do need to cheers you,
Why?
my handsome co-host,
Why?
because it's your birthday.
My birthday is actually literally, we're recording, my birthday is January 13th.
Yeah, so happy birthday, honey.
Yep. January 13th, 1970. Do you know who else's birthday is on January 13th?
Yes.
McDreamy.
Yes, Patrick Dempsey.
Me and McDreamy.
Right, and he's older than you, though.
Good. Yeah, young chicks still like him.
Your daughter.
I know. my Skylar saw Patrick Dempsey in
Like a
Starbucks
Starbucks,
in Newport or Southern California, down at Costa Mesa, one of those
Yeah.
places. And she was like, she saw him and then she went running to her car.
I know.
And
Like
then
your dream to see him, and then she ran away.
She saw him, ran away, then she looked at him, and I guess he got into a Porsche.
Yes.
Yeah, a little Porsche and drove away. And his license plate said McDreamy.
No, it did No, it did not. And also, I think we should cheers to all of the first responders.
Oh my gosh, yeah, those guys.
Helping
Yeah, that's a
with
tough
the LA
job out there,
fires.
man. I feel bad for those guys working so hard, and they do so much for us.
Yes.
Maybe they wear some ear pods in there and listen to our podcast.
I mean, that'd
and
be
cheer 'em
cool.
up while they fight the
Right.
fire at least.
A little background noise.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Subscribe or follow us, and wherever you get this podcast, just go to our website at lifewitheric.com.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates and a closer look into My Life with Eric. To all of our listeners out there, remember, it's always happy hour here.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Love you, baby.
I love you.
We're back.